So I've had a job come in for a local Jaguar specialist, which is these two V12 Jag inlet manifolds. He wants me to get rid of this lip inside this throttle body here. I think this is a bigger throttle body off something, so I've got to port all inside here so there's no lip, and then recondition the injectors as well. So I'll record all this getting done. And these are the injectors for the Jag V12. There's actually two sets here. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll lay them all out, get them into some kind of order, and then I'm going to replace all the filters, all the O-rings, and any caps that it needs as well. So there's actually 36 Jag injectors, not 24, once I've got them out of the box. The first thing I'm going to do is clean them in my separate ultrasonic bath. So I'm going to chuck them all in here and give them 20 minutes, half an hour in there, and what that should do is just knock all the debris off the bodies and around the top of the injectors, around the seals and everything, and it'll just give me a better starting point for them. That's it. I'll go and put them in the ultrasonic. So now these injectors have come out the initial ultrasonic, I'm going to just visually check the O-rings top and bottom for testing, and then work out what parts are missing. Like this one is missing the space of the O-ring in the pintle protector or cap and the top O-ring. So there's a fair bit of work I need to do even before testing them. This one has had a replacement pintle cap, spacer and O-ring put on it, but I need to really test them first to know that they're good or bad. There's 36 here, and I need to build up a set of 24 and then any other spares. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll quickly just go through them all, put O-rings on them all, put spacers and pintle caps on them, run them as is, so keeping the old filter in them, get a baseline of what we've got, then defilter them all, and then start to go through the reconditioning process, and then replace any of the O-rings or bits and bobs that are no good. So there's a fair bit of work to do here, but we'll get it all done. And then the other thing that I thought I would show is my microscope that I use for looking at the ends of the injectors has gone faulty, and then also my original phone was faulty, so I couldn't do any pictures on it. The phone was perfect, worked perfectly, but I broke the lens on the camera, so I couldn't do any YouTube, Instagram, anything like that. So I bought a new work phone because I really like it, but this time it come with a microscope as well, or this was a little extra that I could get. So I'm going to test that out on these injectors today. What we'll do is we'll just have a good look at the pintle and needle through there and see what the clarity's like and how good the zoom is, so I can, when I'm doing my injectors, I can keep an eye on them. So yeah, that's the other thing that I've got, my new Ulphone Power 19. I've had Ulphone before, and like I said, I really like the phone. It was just a lens that I broke originally, so I'm hoping this one stands up to the rest of the phone basically. So this is going to be the initial test on the first 8 Jag injectors. While I've been getting them up to temperature, I've changed the ultrasonic in the machine so we can clean them out good and proper. The impedance through all of them is spot on, so that's a good start. So what I'm going to do now is a flow test to see how level they are. This is a 30-second test. They're running it just under 3 bar. Let's see what they do. I mean, to do these injectors properly, they take probably about half an hour per 8, I would guess, by the time I've refiltered them. Well, probably a bit more than that, cleaned them and whatnot, and then retested them. And then I run them at different engine speeds. You can see we've got, this one's a little bit lazy. It's flowing about 53, where that's 57, 55, 56, 56, 58, 59, 57. So I'm hoping by the time they've gone through the filter changing process, gone through the ultrasonic and retested, hopefully this 8 will be bang on. So let's find out. So that's the first 8 now being ultrasonically cleaned. We'll do this for 10-15 minutes, see what they come up like. So these injectors have now been refiltered. They've been through the ultrasonic, but one of them is still reading quite low. The others have come back quite nice, but this one here, I'm going to keep this to one side and I'm going to keep running it through the ultrasonic to try and get it to recover, so it's a bit closer in the scale. So I'm now testing the second set of 8. Once again, I'm just running these up to temperature, and then we'll do a flow test. Right, let's see what these flow. And then while these are in the ultrasonic, I'll bag up these 7 because I'm still working on this one which is a little bit low. I've marked the actual flow on it so we can get an improvement out of it. Straight away I can see here that 7 of these are flowing or injecting quite good, but this one here, there's something going on with the strength of the injection. It's delivering a good rate, but it's not piercing into these tubes like the others. This is something else we just keep an eye on. But as an actual flow rate, they're all pretty good. So we'll get these through the cleaner and see if we can improve on them. So I'm now on the 3rd set of injectors, and this one here and this one here has got quite a bad spray pattern. So I'm going to have to sort them out hopefully in the cleaner. But so far I've got 16 injectors looking good and all balanced, so we're getting there through them now. So we found the first major problem on these injectors, this number 3 here. It looks identical, so it's either got a major fault or it isn't identical. I did notice the needle didn't look the same on the end, so yeah, not ideal, that one. So after running this injector through the cleaner a few times, this injector's got the same part number, the same serial number, but it's damaged, and you can actually, on all the other injectors, the needle is sticking out of the injector by about 1 mil, and on this one it's missing, so I think that might have snapped off, but this injector on this Jag is scrap. Well, that's all 36 injectors done for my customer Tom. There's all the old bits that have all the old filters and the bits that weren't no good, sort of damaged spacers and pintle caps. This injector's faulty, and then there was one injector which was 4cc down, and I cleaned it, I don't know, I must have cleaned it 6 times, and it's okay, it works perfectly, the spray pattern's nice, but it isn't perfect with the other injectors, so I'll put that to one side. I'm going to bag this stuff up, put it in there, and then we'll get on with machining the inlet manifold, so I'll video that for you guys. So this is the first one of the 2 inlets for the Jaguar V12. This is exactly how it's come, and there's a bead of silicon in here, so what I'm going to do first is clean up all the silicon off it, and then I'll be able to get in with a Sharpie or a scriber and scribe my line to see where I'm porting to. Basically we're going to blend it all in and just try and flow around the back of it as well, because there is probably a 2 mil step there. So let's see how we get on. So with the silicon off, what I've done is I've sharpened a line. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I've sharpened a line all the way around, so it's all the way offset here where it needs to come from. So I'm going to use a carbide burr for that, probably this one here, and then carefully just get rid of all that from there, blend it in nice and neat as best as I can, and then finish it off with a flat wheel. So that's the Jag inlet manifolds done now. So one of them's in the wash. Switch this off. This one could go in the wash for half an hour while I get on with something else, but that's it now. The throttle bodies are now matched to the inlet manifold. This one actually wasn't as bad as the first one. I mean, it was out, it was out down on the bottom there by about, I don't know, roughly a mil, I would guess. And then there was a little bit all the way around the top, but next to nothing really. So what I've done is I brought it in with the carbide burr and then just polished it all to make it match, and then just blended it back into this part of the plenum chamber. So yeah, I'm going to give them a wash off now, give them a jet wash, give them a wash off in the hot tank, and then just jet wash all the swarf out as best as I can, and grab the 36 injectors that I've done, and then they can go back to Tom, ready to put on one of his restoration jobs that he's doing. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.